was getting beat up too much, and I heard my main man Dick Vitale say if Shaq leaves, he'll be the #1 pick. So I didn't want to go back, get hurt, and possibly drop.
Yeah, because you could have been #2 if you stayed a year, I'll tell you. But, this guy, Freak, because if you would have played in that era with Freak, I don't.
The Trailblazers play before the hometown crowd here in downtown Portland, Oregon.
Ready to go?
Looking at the last game for the New York Knicks, it was a loss to the Clippers. And that Freak comes in for Gerald Green. Portland leading. And New York looking at who they've got. Holmes in at point guard. Sanders out there with Porzingis. Then it's Anthony. And it's Roten in at the shooting guard. Lillard misses.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And it's Freak missing.
Look what happened when the game got sloppy. Introducing the Lone Ranger, Akeem Mosabi, the horse.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith, and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Golden State Warriors as they go up against the New York Knicks. For New York, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. And the clock ticking down to tip off. Kenny, you won 2 championships, might I remind you, back to back. Explain to us the makeup of a champion.
Well,
and not the makeup you're wearing right now.
I never.
But the makeup of a championship team.
However, number one is the belief. You have to believe and trust in your teammates. Trust is the most important thing. And most people think trust comes from on the offensive end, but it's trust on the defensive end. Meaning, Ernie, if I'm going to send you baseline, I said that's the game plan.
Freak, how you doing?
What's up, man? About to put on a show tonight.
We'll see about that. My team's ready.
Hey, you better hope so. That's the only chance you got.
I'm going to remember that. Freak, it's on.
Welcome, everyone, to the Golden State, Oakland, California, the home of the Warriors as they prepare for an Eastern Conference opponent right here. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Bogut. Barnes comes in for Green, and it's Livingston in for Andre Iguodala. And a new group in for the Knicks. Spates checked in for Lopez. Sanders comes in for Porzingis. Derek Williams, he checked in for Anthony. And Freak subbed in for Tony Rowe. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Holmes, he's in at point guard. Maurice Spates out there with Sanders. Then there's Aflalo, and it's Williams at the small forward position. Freak with it, picked up by Thompson. Freak dishes to Williams. Sanders passes to Holmes. New York.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the New York Knicks. Well, it was the Knicks in their last game with a loss to the Warriors at Oracle Arena. They suffered an upset loss, perhaps a loss of focus, but you can be certain that won't be the case tonight. And Kobe Bryant now in the twilight of his career. Very few have had his fuel and his drive. Shaq, you played with him. Give me your thoughts on Kobe.
Yes, he has 5 championships. Yes, he's passed up Michael Jordan in scoring, but he wants to win more than anyone else in the league. He still obsesses over it. He's the biggest critic, and it drives his game. We don't know if this is going to be his last year. He said he doesn't know, but this guy wants to be the best ever.
But you have to admire how he's adapted his game.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. The New York Knicks come into this one following a loss, guys, to Golden State in Oakland. And that was a real body blow for them. They got taken apart both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, but when you shoot a percentage in the low 30s as a team, and they did that in that game, it is just not.
New York leading by 10. And a wide open look for Freak. And it's off from three-point range. Lakers have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Outside Williams. Misses off the left iron.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Freak with it. He's against Williams. Holmes. New York, no good that time either.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
Williams kicks to Dallenberg. He dishes it to Clarkson. And again, no good by the Lakers. Well, it was the Los Angeles Lakers in their last game, a loss to the Timberwolves in Minnesota.
And you guys know how much I love aggressive defense, but in that game, they were just a bit over the top, and it wound up getting them in foul trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was not just aggressive, it was reckless. I mean, they approached it more like bumper cars than a game of basketball.
Nice D from Holmes.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
1:19 left in the first quarter. The offensive rebound.
And sometimes he can hit that deep three, but it's not a high percentage shot for him.
Yeah, even for him, that's out of his range.
That's good.
And that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
Rebound by Williams.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
Here's Holmes. Here's Spates. Banked in off.
Jump from SoCal, Hollywood to the slums. Get burnt by the California sun on the west side. East Coast, where you at? Just got to New York like a net on a jet to London. To Brazil, to Quebec, like the whole world took effect to Ferg. Tell them, lay back, slow down. Better represent when we come to your town. Say, lay back, slow down. What you represent when we come to your down. Say, get in with the business, I'ma be there in a minute. I just booked a Paris ticket, thinking Russia need a visit. I'ma run it to the limit, and me on my way to Venice. LA got the people saying, Brooklyn saying, Hacienda saying, Vegas saying, Rio saying, Tokyo saying, Down Under saying, Miami saying, Jamaica. Every city, every state, every country you know. All around the globe. Every city, every state, every country you know. This is how it goes. Tell them where I'm
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the New York Knicks as they go up against the Sacramento Kings. And for Sacramento, they've been going through a bit of a rough stretch. Dismal record over the last 10 games, just 2-8. Nothing seems to be going their way right now. And guys, still some time left till tip-off. Let's talk scoring. Kenny, how did you look to establish yourself at that end of the floor, and when did you know you were in for a big night?
Well, for me, it was just about getting the basketball in the right areas of the floor, either off the dribble or off the pass. So if I knew if I got to certain areas of the floor, I was going to be able to score and have a big night. The defense tried to dictate that, but you have to.
We're coming at you from beautiful New York City as the Knicks prepare to take the home court. Looking at Sacramento, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Clippers.